to go even further back for people that don't even know anything about you and or even Bomac. Like, how did you two meet? Did you meet in boxing? Because I know he fought. What was that first conversation? Was it at a gym?
I used to work in a psych ward. I was a psych tech, right? I used to work in the hospital, so I used to work with acute psychiatric ward.
No wonder you're good in boxing.
So that's thank you. I mean, that's my background. I used to work in a drug and alcohol rehab center as well. Bomac's wife used to work in a psychiatric facility. I used to work with her, right? I had started boxing and I was at a different gym. And so I didn't go to work talking about it or whatever. But me and Bomac's wife, we clicked up. Like it was like, you know what, you gotta, you know how it is. Like,
Yeah.
being, she was like a big sister to me on the job, always looking out for me, always like, being a good mentor to me because I was young. She was like, "Oh, you got to get to work on time. You gotta. They watching you." Like, okay. I started boxing. I let her know, "Hey, I'm boxing." She was like, "Well, my husband's a professional boxer. You ought to go down to CW Boxing Club." You know what I mean? First one thinking another one, right? Stars are lined up. I went down there. I met him. He was my coach. He was one of my coaches coming up. So then around that same time, I got to bring Saul into the picture. Saul came from Guatemala. He lived in California, and they ended up moving to Omaha. So his first stop from Guatemala was California, LA, and then they moved to Omaha. He's a professional fighter, so he's looking for a gym. So he walks in the CW Boxing Club. So before this story was even fully, was even started to be written, we were all in the same place at the same time. God put us there at the same time.
Hallelujah.
That's kind of where it began. I was still a fighter. Terrence is 8 years younger than me. So he was a junior. I was a senior. I had started late. So I'm kind of an older amateur because my experience I only had like 2 or 3 years of experience. I needed to get more fights if I was going to go further. Terrence was my teammate, and of course that's a brother. It's a brotherhood in the gym. That's how we became close, and we became like how we are. And that was over when I'm 45. That was 25, 26 years ago. That's where I come in at. Bomac has been knowing Terrence before he was born because he knows his family. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
crazy.
Yeah. So Bomac knows him before he was born. But when I came into play, I think Terrence might have been 12 years old and I was 20 years old or 21, something like that. So we fought on like in smokers together. And then when he became a senior, he's 17. I'm about 26, 27. We fought on two Golden Glove national teams together, a USA tournament team. Like we were teammates for our weight class. We win our region and we represent Nebraska in the nationals. You know what I mean? And he would be the one that's winning, and I would be supporting him because I lose.